Carla, I don't think I've ever had a case where the odds haven't been stacked against me. The reality is if the odds weren't stacked against my client, they probably wouldn't be hiring me, and I probably wouldn't be taking the case. I love a challenge. I love a challenge more than really anyone that I can think of. I love hard cases. I don't take the easy cases. And I find oftentimes the cases that look like the odds are so stacked, like that case where someone falsely confessed. Because the odds look like they're against you, and because the case looks like the evidence is stacked against you, doesn't mean your client's guilty. And even if they are, it doesn't mean they're going to be found guilty. And those are the cases I relish. Those are the cases that I want to take on. As you know, with my background, I spent 8 years in the U.S. Army, and I got out of the Army, resigned my commission, started my own practice in 2010. And I'm just really passionate about it. One of the things I'm really passionate about is defending those who defend America. They're amazing clients, and the interesting thing is many of them are falsely accused and charged with crimes they didn't even commit. And so, again, I'm truly passionate about getting into courtroom and defending these soldiers and service members.
Tell me why, what is the difference between the civilian lawyer and a military lawyer? Why can they not say anything?
Because I'm wearing a suit and they're wearing a uniform. I don't have a rank on my chest. My name is not sewed to my upper left breast pocket. And I represent my client. And the only interest I have in mind are my client's interests. When you wear the Army uniform or you wear the Marine Corps uniform, whatever uniform you choose to wear, there's a bigger picture. They don't want you to rock the boat. And you can't say anything that could potentially damage the image of the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, or the Marine Corps, because that's your employer. Even though you're working as a defense attorney, who's your employer? Whose paycheck are you cashing? You're cashing Uncle Sam's check. And if there's anything that's different between the way you want to defend your client and what you say in the media that goes against what the Army or the Navy or the Marine Corps believes to be true, you're always going to be on the losing end of that battle, and they don't want the negative publicity. I don't have a boss. I am the boss. I'm not scared of an 06 or an 07 or some general officer getting upset with me because I went to the media. I don't care. My mission is to defend my clients. If that means we need to go to the media or otherwise, we will do it. Every avenue we can take to win our case within the bounds of the rules of professional responsibility, that we will do. And so I'm not going to be intimidated. I'm not going to be told I can't do something by some commander because I don't wear the uniform anymore. And I always say the best orders I ever received are the ones that say DD 214.
Now, when you're getting ready for a case, what are your tactics, your methods? How do you get everything together, all the facts, so you're able to present it and be the best lawyer that you can be for the person that you are representing?
I think the reality is you just have to go 100%. You have to not believe anything that the government gives you in terms of the CID or the law enforcement investigation. And the first thing I like to do is I can't build a puzzle, Carla, until I have all of the pieces. And typically when I get a case, I get 10 or 12 pieces to a 100 or a 200 piece puzzle. First thing I want to do is investigate the case. Oftentimes bring on my own investigators from my team if possible. Talk to all of the witnesses, assemble all of the facts. And once I understand the facts of a case, then I can marshal it into the best defense possible. That's really the first step. After that, the second step is creating a plan of action so when you get to the trial, you have a winning strategy at trial. And every case is different, Carla. I mean, some cases you may have to be extraordinarily aggressive in the way you handle a case. Other times you may need to keep your cards closer to the vest because every case is different. And the final thing is you need to execute. And there are game day players and there are not game day players. You need to walk into court and execute your plan, execute the mission. If that's taking out a government witness via skilled cross-examination, you have to have the mental and the intestinal fortitude to do it. You have to essentially deliver. A case everyone talks about in lawyers, it's not necessarily the law that wins cases. Anyone can look up the law. It's the ability to go into a courtroom and tell a compelling story and to give your story, the client's story of innocence. And once you can do that and combine those things together, that's what often wins cases, telling your client's story of innocence.
Has there ever been a case that you have thought, wow, I'm not quite sure if I can really win this case, and then at the end, you end up successful?
The answer to that's no. Any lawyer who takes on a case and doesn't believe they can win shouldn't be taking on that case. There are difficult cases. Some cases are more difficult than others, but that's asking a race car driver if they don't think they can drive the car. If you don't believe that you can drive the car, you have no business being in it. So the reality is there are tough cases. There are cases that are more difficult to win, but if you don't believe in your heart that you can go in there and win the case, you shouldn't be taking it on. And the second thing, Carla, if you look at a case and it looks like it's impossible, you need to look at it harder. You need to study the problem longer and figure out what's really going on, because there's always a way to win. You just need to find out how to do it.